diseases. And traditional Chinese medicine came, from nature, and it was developed 3,000 years ago by healthcare practitioners in old days by observing the nature, then the season changes, the food people eat, and how lifestyle, all of that will affect the health. So it was coming from observation based and then truly on humans' daily life, then Western scientific lab-based research. And I think that's a major difference between traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine. And it's a big concern whether Chinese herbal medicine can be used sustainably. And as far as Chinese herbs are used now, 60% of plants or herbs really grow in farms, not coming from the wild or nature. Even large percentage of varieties of Chinese herbs still come from the wild, but most frequently used Chinese herbs actually coming from farms. So that part of use of it comes from then farmers collecting herbs. It's like crops, and they are sustainable. But wild species, plants from natural, I think are disappearing. So it's a challenge for traditional Chinese medicine to practice, not only in China, but in the world, facing sustainable use of the herbal medicine. First of all, a lot of species are endangered. Tiger is one example, and the bears are, is another example. Deer musk, rhinos, and so a big concern from conservation community as well as from the public about endangered species, animal, used in medicine. And I think this is an issue that traditional Chinese medicine community has to address, and then the question is on the table. The demand of traditional Chinese medicine, we can talk about both in China as well as in international and including in US. China is a huge country. Traditional Chinese medicine is a major part of healthcare system. It takes about 30% of Chinese medical, healthcare, and it's very much available to people. With 1.4 billion people in China, so you could imagine the demand for the use of traditional Chinese medicine with universities, with hospitals, with manufacturing, and with herbal, stores everywhere. So this is part of Chinese people's life and the healthcare, system. Talking about the demand in the United States, Chinese medicine came to USA in 1970s, late 1970s. Today, there are about 30,000 practitioners practicing Chinese medicine in 45 states, including District of Columbia. Animal parts really are not a big percentage of Chinese herbal medicine. I would say the major Chinese medicine usually use 4 elements, considered as material medical. Plants, which is major. I think that probably takes about 80 or even 85%. And minerals, that's a small percentage. Insects, some of them are used in Chinese material medical, the animal parts. And in the past, tiger bones were used in traditional Chinese medicine. Rhino horns used to be used in Chinese medicine. Some bear products, deer musks. But right now, with certain laws and regulations, tiger parts and rhino horns completely are removed out of traditional Chinese medicine. Substitutes are used successfully. Bear parts, I think, still, particularly, I think today when we hear from Jill, that farmed bear parts are still used in some of the medicine, but it's really not a major part at all. If we talk about percentage, I can't give you accurate number about percentage, but as far as I know, it's not a major part of Chinese medicine. Deer musk is a major component in many Chinese patent medicine, but they've been used substitutes, artificial deer musk successfully in the last 10 years to replace the real deer musk. And as far as I know, that's a major component, most in demand for Chinese patent medicine. But the real deer musk is very, very expensive, and it's absolutely controlled by the manufacturing and the government review, and therefore it's not available. Yeah, so artificial ones used most frequently.